Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more Funday Sunday. And yes, I'm finally back. It's been a busy week and a busy day actually. Today is Saturday and I spent the majority of my day currently cleaning the old apartment, and also currently at the moment, or actually it's probably finished by now, there was in fact the World of Warships at Anaheim that was currently in California, and they just, I believe, recently finished. And unfortunately, I was not able to go, which kind of really did suck, but obviously, I'm a little bit limited on funds at the moment. Did have to obviously get the apartment deposit down, and etc. etc. So I couldn't go. That was unfortunate. Now, a couple of my clanmates were actually able to go because they actually lived well within the area, so they did actually go and participate in, and kind of jealous of them. Now in this battle is actually a really spectacular battle. This is probably a good instance of what will happen if your teammate pretty much goes hell in a handbasket and does not mean that there's no way to win. There's always a very good possibility of actually winning, so never give up. Now I am actually joined with No Game in the Atlanta and Sweet Potato in the Sims, and we are actually surprisingly top tier, and I am currently in the tier 7 British battleship, the Nelson. And I really do love the Nelson. It's actually become one of my more favorite battleships to play. But I don't play her how I guess she normally is. I generally fire a lot of AP. Very rarely will I actually switch over to HE. Her AP is actually quite fantastic and can be quite surprising to any players that think you are just going to fire HE at them, especially cruisers. Now at this time, we have already lost our Fubuki. The tier 6 finally goes down in sea, all by him lonesome. And just take a look at the minimap. Kind of see what our team is doing. Our team's not really pushing in. The Nicholas is very low on health. The Shores is also very low on health. And I believe I'm actually probably the closest battleship to the enemy team at the moment. And I'm just having piss poor luck with this broadsiding Alba. Not having the best of luck of actually getting those citadels. He's actually doing a really good job maneuvering and trying not to take those citadels. But there we go. We have just lost our Nicholas. Nicholas decided to run into the A-cap and then proceed to smoke up and not spot anything. So obviously he did get torped and focused down quite easily. But hey, at least we have some good news. We did manage to capture B. And fortunately for us, the enemy team is currently capturing A. And there are 2 destroyers over at C, so I am asking Sweet to actually push towards C and try to assist me in that, if at all possible. But trying to find the best targets. Fiji, once again, broadsiding. And I don't know if it's just because I haven't played the Nelson in a while, or that dispersion looks terrible also. Could also be that. But unfortunately, I just don't get a citadel on that Fiji, and keep an eye on that Fiji. That Fiji is actually going to be quite relevant later on. We're going to be seeing him in the future. But pushing in, trying to assist Sweet in the Sims as much as possible. But he is hopefully going to spot any potential damning torpedoes that might be coming towards us. But as a good battleship captain, and also just listen to all that ricochet. It's just music to my ear hearing those ricochets. But as a very good and no, I'll correct myself. I'm decent battleship player, and obviously the fact that we are spotted by a ship that we cannot see, there's probably a destroyer around, so I'm actually going to go ahead and slow up. There is, I believe, currently the Minakaze that is currently in front of us. The Minakaze only has 7-kilometer torpedoes, and fortunately we actually managed to slow up. Now there is the enemy Gnevity off to our left, and the Gnevity well, his torpedoes aren't particularly great, but they are short range, and he is well within range, but comes around and gets instantly blapped. That is our first kill of the game. And slowing up just for that did prevent any torpedoes landing on us from, I believe, the enemy, is the enemy IGN destroyer. Let's actually take a look. It is the Minikaze that's still around. I believe those were actually the Alba torps. But at the time, our team's not doing so hot. We already lost 4 ships. They have only lost 1. And unfortunately for No Game at the moment, he is currently, well, he's gonna have to start reversing, and we do have a Gneiss now being pushed by 2 enemy Gneiss nows. And just look at the positioning right now. We have so many ships sitting further back that they're not really pushing, not really doing anything. They're running away. They're essentially kiting for all intents and purposes, and we actually managed to fully capture this cap, which is amusing. Not something a battleship normally does, and that is just despicable. Unfortunately, we don't get the kill on the Alba. We do start reversing because, once again, more torpedoes incoming. Sweet does spot the Minikaze, but Minikaze does retreat back, gets out of detect, and it looks like Sweet is going to focus down the Alba. I am actually going to go ahead and focus on the Leon, and of course, the Leon gets a nice British battleship, or sorry, French battleship, broadside on a destroyer and knocks off about almost about half of Sweet Potato's health. So yes, unfortunately, that is not something you want to see. That is very annoying for all British, or all destroyers in general. Not particularly fun. And of course, by the time I start moving forward, the Minikaze does drop torps, and fortunately they die, which is very, very fortunate. So I am going to move because the Nelson, well, she has a major weakness, and that is obviously due to the fact that her rear, her stern of the ship, is very, very accessible for AP shells, especially battleship AP shells, to penetrate and do massive citadel damage. So I am actually going to try to push forward a little bit and try to reposition. Now our team is down another ship. We're currently down 5 ships to their 2. But surprisingly, we actually have B and C, and this is kind of where the enemy team goes a little awry. Instead of actually pushing into B and capturing B, they instead try to just go for the damage, try to go for the kills. And Minikaze is definitely being bothered, but we do manage to dodge those torpedoes once again. And it looks like No Game actually did manage to get a kill, so he does bring some of our points back a little bit. And I will have to say, my Conqueror captain is actually on my Nelson. It is actually very beneficial because being able to swap the shells. Now, this is one of the few times I actually fire HE, and unfortunately, of course, whenever I fire the HE, he does turn a little bit more broadside. But at the moment, we really need to try to focus down this Colorado. This Colorado is going to be a major issue because this Colorado is going to be on my flank, and he is going to be quite damning if he does stay there for much longer. But it looks like he actually used damage control and does take out that fire. And at the exact same time, Sweet Potato does spot the Minikaze, takes out the enemy Minikaze, and battleship captains, do not instant repair one fire, especially when it's a British battleship. Albeit there's not really much choice because you are going to get set on fire again. So this Colorado is going to burn for quite some time, and even the Sweet Potato opens up on this Colorado. And I will have to say, Sweet is quite capable in the sim, so I do have to say, watch out for Sweet whenever he is in a sim. He's quite scary. Now, our team has lost additional ships. We're only currently sitting at 5 ships to their, I believe that's 8 ships. Let's see if I can even count. Yes, 8 ships. So 5v8. And the Fiji's doing actually a really fantastic job. I will have to give props to the Fiji. He did a fantastic job during this battle. But this Colorado should go down. Let's see if we can actually get the kill. That would be nice. But at this time, unfortunately for us, we don't get the kill for one. But unfortunately for us, No Game is getting focused down. He has a Congo pushing in. He has the enemy destroyer being a downright pain, but does manage to actually detonate that destroyer. And that's one thing I really wish they would get rid of, and that is going to be detonation. Detonation is not particularly fun, but unfortunately for us, we have just lost No Game in the Congo, and as soon as we opens up, he is spotted by the enemy Helena, and unfortunately for us, we cannot do anything about the Helena. So yes, things aren't looking particularly good. We're currently sitting at 4 ships to their 6. And unfortunately, we're going to lose our last destroyer. Fortunately, they don't actually have any destroyers left. But things are still looking pretty dire. But look right there, that nice AB salvo against that broadside Congo, getting around 16,000 points of damage. And unfortunately for us, our Geniza now is just running away and is trying to push their Fiji. I believe there's also the Julio Chasars trying to push their Fiji as well. But with the fact that the Geniza now is currently sitting on our broadside, and we're... oh, this is not particularly a very kind situation, but I'm going to try to get turned. Now, you could say I probably could have fired, but I am hoping maybe that Helena would be stupid enough to come around the corner and obviously possibly get lapped. Taking semi-decent damage, fortunately no citadels, and any moment now, we should have a pleasant surprise. Helena is obviously sitting a little bit further back, doesn't really want to try anything against a Nelson. Now, fortunately for us, there were some shots that were coming in, and oh, lo and behold, there is the enemy Marblehead, Premium Omaha wannabe, made Russian, selling broadside, skadoosh, double citadel, devastating strike, kill number 2. Now this is where the part of the game where it gets really intense. 2 ships left on our side. Congo is doing actually really good damage, penetrating through our bow. But the Geniza now actually manages to take out the enemy Geniza now, but unfortunately he is going focused by the enemy Fiji. And Helena, why would you do such a thing? Helena comes around the corner, probably trying to take me out, fires a salvo of HE, but we have AP loaded, and RG was just not in our favor. We leave him on 31 points of health. Secondaries kill him, earning us a close quarter expert and a devastating strike. So that's kill number 3. Congo is starting to push in, and we do have to be careful. We are low in health. We are only sitting at 18,189. Now, at the moment, is 2v2. Geniza now is still getting whittled down by the enemy Fiji. But our main focus right now is going to be on this Congo. He needs to probably die as quickly as possible. We still have 2 heals, but we haven't taken a lot of fire damage, so we can't heal up as much as I would like. He actually manages to knock out one of our 3rd turrets, so we're very limited on the amount of AP that we can sling his way, and gotta try to keep that bow in. Unfortunately, the Nelson's not particularly the most agile ship. She's kind of a brick in the water, but we should and hopefully be able to keep our bow as much as possible. Now the Congo has a very slow reload, and of course the Congo gets a fire, but unfortunately for him gets citadeled, giving us kill number 4 and earning us 4 gold haul. But at the exact same time, the Geniza now has finally gone down to the enemy Fiji, and now is 1v1. We're both very close kill, but obviously that is a Fiji, and the Fiji has obviously a squishy citadel that the Nelson can definitely deal with. However, the Fiji can actually do pretty sizable amount of damage very quickly. And we do know for a fact that more than likely that Fiji is going to be pushing into C. So that is going to be my plan right now, is to push into C and obviously try to prevent him from capping it. And maybe also get a Kraken, because we did get the Hobos Kraken, the Walmart version Kraken, however you want to think of it. But I do want that Kraken unleashed, and we do know for a fact that the Fiji is currently in C because obviously it is being captured at this point. Just being patient, all guns aiming forward, or better yet, off to the side, and Fiji is being smart, hoping he would actually turn broadside, and unfortunately for us, he does not. And there we have just earned Confederate, but we do not kill him. This is very dangerous because we are showing a lot of broadside to him, and you can see how quickly he actually does manage to do quite a substantial amount of damage, but we actually managed to get a heal off. And another thing to keep in mind is that the Fiji actually has torpedoes, so I'm actually going to pull away and not try to push in. And any moment now, we are going to be spotted by the Fiji. Just for a moment. There we go. We are detected by Hydro. Expecting him to come around the corner, and surprisingly, he does not. However, he continues turning broadside, shots out, and that is Kraken Unleashed and kill number 5. And oh boy, that was a very intense game, and one of the better games I've actually had in the Nelson in quite a while. So as far as silver or credits, we earned 747,000. But the most fantastic is just seeing all those medals currently at the moment. We got the Walmart Kraken, we got the Confederate, 2 Devastating Strikes, Close Quarter Expert, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. Now, had I actually not managed to kill the Fiji actually probably would have won. Those torpedoes probably would have made contact, but fortunately for us, RNG was within our favor, and we did manage to take him out. We did 187,814 points of damage, 5 kills, 4 fires, 5 citadels, 6 defended base captures, 1 captured base. We were top of the team with a base XP of 2,804. Almost got 3,000, which is actually really nice. Congo, we did around 57,000. The Fiji, we did around 28,000. The Marblehead, 22,000. Helena, 21,000. Gnemini, around 4,653. And the Colorado, we did 40,639. For the most part, used AP. Like I said, I generally like the Nelson's AP. I think it's actually a really good AP. Very much underestimated at times. High explosive only did 20,806. We did get 12,585 damage in fires. That was mostly against the Colorado. I believe that's the only time that ever was the opportunity where I actually fired HE. But hey, not bad. Not a bad game. But anyways, this is going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.